Hey, what's going on today on how to brake a Ford? So, decided to make this little video. Car has 146,000 miles on it, something like that. And my low oil pressure light came on like 4 or 5 days ago. And been watching it, checking the oil level constantly. And started smelling burning oil. I knew I had a little oil leak, wasn't sure where it was coming from like a month ago. And, well, moved my car a few times here and there, then noticed that there was puddles of oil underneath my engine. Kept on checking the oil. Long story short, more like short story long, I've got a severe oil leak, and I'm going to find out just exactly where it is. So this car is a 2011 Ford Fusion, and you can see that over on the top right there is this, hey man, oil man, something's up with it. Right there my finger is. So depending on the programming of the car, that could mean too high of oil pressure, that could mean too low of oil pressure. So I'm going to assume, since I have a severe oil leak, that my oil pressure is too low, or it was too high, and that's why it bursted out. But I'm going to find out where exactly she is leaking. When I say oil leak, I mean oil leak. Yeah, that's about like 3 feet in diameter, give or take, plus or minus. How many like cracked cookies you ate? Alright, I let it run for about a minute and a half, engine cold, over to this other bay, because I have more room. And that's how much oil I leaked. So there's definitely something severe going on underneath here. So the first thing you want to do is just obviously make sure that your oil filter's tight and you didn't double gasket. You never want to double gasket, especially when it comes to the oil filters, because they blow out. That's old news. But yes, I have a really big problem down here, and this would explain the oil that I was smelling is burning was on my exhaust manifold, which I figured. And yeah, let's go from here. And hey, another cliff note here. If your low oil pressure light is coming on, the one that looks like a little oil can, that's an idiot light. It's saying, hey man, something's wrong, unless the sending unit is bad. And I thought that my sending unit was just going bad and it was a false reading until I started smelling it and seeing it. Then I'm like, oh, I've got a real problem here. I need to look at this. So an oil leak this severe isn't going to take any special dye or any like special troubleshooting. It should be very obvious because it's gushing. So since I'm about 2 quarts low, the right thing to do is simply put more oil back in it, because I'm running low and now I'm at an angle. So I don't want to cause a problem there. Alright, so I found my stash of imaginary oil and I filled it up to the full line. So now I'm going to start it up, and this should be really obvious, and I'll kill the engine really quick. Okay, so I am leaking on that right there. Okay. Oh, my poor car! Alright, so I do have a little stash of real oil. And for this scenario, some oil is better than no oil. And engine did sound a little strange last time, so yeah, I can't imagine why. So hey, I'm gonna put some of this stuff in it right there. Oh, it's backwards. Nah, doesn't matter. But I'm gonna probably end up just throwing some more oil in it when I get back from the store. So I gotta look a little bit closer and see where the leak is. Ha! We got some oil in her now. She'll be fine for a second. Ah! Look very, very closely. See that there? That's my oil pressure sending unit right there. That light has been going crazy on my dash forever. And it looks like the sensor, the sending unit, whatever the hell you want to call it, has ruptured. I have found my severe oil leak. Mission accomplished. Now, I'm going to fix that shit. Alright, so the wire that's holding on is a 1 wire. And it's really easy to take off. All you do is you just push down with your thumb. You don't have to be real strong. Sometimes those little connectors are hard to take off, but just squeeze it right on the tab that's on this side. Come on, it's on the driver's side. So you push towards on the tab toward the passenger side and just kind of jiggle it, and it popped right off. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward you to past the cuss words, therefore New Webster Dictionary does not recognize, and I don't think YouTube will either. But hey, check this out. So I'm using one of these swivel head ratchets. Can you see that there? You see that? And I'm using a 13/16 6-point hex head for the filter. Again, that was a 13/16 I'm using. I don't think you can see that. And my head, because this is very little space, the air conditioner line is in the way, and I am getting it to break free right now. You're welcome. Alright, doing a little recap. This is the tool I used to get it off, 13/16. Here's the old one, and she is leaking on the inside of it. If I put my mouth on it, which I will do. Okay, that was gross. Yeah, but I proved my point. It's leaking. Alright, so that one, the head's a little bit different size. I'm going to have to figure that out probably here in a second. But yeah, food for crack. That's the tool to take it out. Basic operation of this is, since it's a 1-pin, just means it means that it's using chassis for the ground. So when the pressure is affected, so this is going to be a low oil pressure switch, not a high and a low, because that's the way it works. It's one wire. It'd be more sophisticated if there was more pins. But low oil pressure, it completes the circuit. The switch in here closes, because that's what it is. There's a little switch, and the diaphragm on the inside of this is actually what broke. And so when the switch had closed, it was alarming me that there was an issue on my dash with the oil pressure, which it wasn't wrong. So I guess technically it did its job, just, you know, in a different way. So whatever. All right, not gonna lie, getting it back in there, I had to use a different tool. Just use a crescent wrench. There was actually enough space for me to fit this guy up in here. What is this? They call it an 8-inch, and it opened up just big enough to 15/16. Yeah, almost like an inch wide. Yeah, that's an inch. I don't know if you can tell or not. Yeah, but I was able to get it in there. If you get anything bigger than an 8-inch, you're probably gonna have a lot of troubles getting that up in there. But it was a little bit of a fight. I would give it maybe 2 out of 5 crescent wrenches for a job that takes about an hour. So yeah, there you go. Crescent wrench back in. You can probably take it out with a crescent wrench too. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And you tighten it down to you feel where it goes, like a good little not but just a little you'll feel it snug down. Don't go any further past that, because, well, obviously you don't want to strip out the threads in your fucking engine block. So be gentle. Look, I'm gonna put the hurting on this Ford. You messed up my life. Ugh! Be nice and use the little one. Bigger's not always better. It's how you use it. One more tip that I wanted to point out is, since now I have oil that's coated all over on the bottom part of my car, it's actually eating at the rubber, and certain rubbers can take petroleum and some cannot. Well, the mounts and stuff that are on your body cannot take it, so it's eating at it, and it'll eat the life down a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this can of brake clean. It's probably backwards, but just take some brake cleaner and it breaks down the oil, and it'll get it off a lot of the rubber pieces I have on the undercarriage for the suspension on my car, and you should consider doing the same. Alright, you can see how I spent probably about a half a can of brake cleaner spraying the oil and getting it off everything so I don't make more of a mess, and so it doesn't eat my bushings as well. Smells great. I think I'm gonna give me a free high. Hey, don't forget to check your engine oil since you just replaced that. Hey, she's working. She ain't leaking either. Hey, please like and subscribe. I spent a great deal of my time uploading garbage. Yeah, hey, but I'll delete them all. Have a nice day.